Marian Gold of Alphaville on Polish Radio Katowice. Hello, Marian. Good to have you here.
Hello. Thanks.
Look at you, forever young.
Well, the song is actually about the impossibility to be forever young. So, I'm the perfect example for that.
Marian, I've read that during your heyday in the 80s, when you were really popular with your first record, you didn't play live. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true, because we couldn't play. We started with sequencers and machines, and actually without them, I feel we would have never emerged, We were very much dependent on those things, and we were basically interested in composing music, and we never had in our minds that we would go out and play it, It was just the fascination, in composing, writing music. So, but from the mid-90s on, we were experienced enough, that since then I'm doing like 50, 40 gigs every year.
So it started as a studio experiment?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So how do you find performing live then?
It's the other half of in the life of the artist, I mean, as a performer, as a singer, I always want to go on stage, but I was a minority, we were a three-piece in the beginning, and I was every time when I suggested that, I was outvoted by the other two. So it never happened until 95. Then we put this band together, the live band together, the Alpha live band, and since then we do the shows.
Your debut album has just been released again after 35 years, a special anniversary edition. By the way, I have it on vinyl with me. It still sounds great. It's a classic.
It sounds better now because it's remastered, and there was some work to be done, and we're happy, that the album now sounds really at its best now.
Yeah, but still, your songs from 35 years ago, when they come on the radio, they still sound like a classic. It's a sound that I think never gets old. Did you expect that at the beginning?
Well, I think the answer is that we were never thinking about, or we never put our music in context of like fashions and stuff like that. It was basically that we had these compositions in our minds, and we did it just with the instrumentation that we had at the time, that we could handle at the time. And I think that is one of the reasons that made the music quite timeless, So it's not really connected to the outside, but more to the inside of our brains, at that time, and of our originality, maybe.
On the new version of your debut album, there are some bonus tracks we can find Forever Young in a demo remix. And I was surprised, I was flabbergasted that was it supposed to be a fast, up-tempo, upbeat song like in this demo?
That's how we wrote it in the beginning. I remember exactly that Bernard came one day. He came up with this tape and played me the music, and said, have you any idea to sing something on this music? And I really liked it. I liked this groove, down, down, down. And I wrote the lyrics for Forever Young within half an hour or so, and then presented it to the other two boys, and they were really excited. And one night we just put down all the percussive instruments, everything that did a rhythm, and we had just the vocal and the strings, and then we thought, well, what is this? This is the song. This is actually the song, and so we did it then as a ballad.
Okay, a coincidence then?
Coincidence and a good deal of luck.
Okay. I have to ask you about other song, one of our listeners' favorite, Big in Japan. What's the story behind that hit?
Oh, Big in Japan it's kind of autobiographical, because it's from the times when I came at the late 70s, when I came to West Berlin. I was kind of broke, and was living on the street, and I had these, I lived with these guys, we were basically punks. We lived in squatted houses and took lots of drugs and stuff like that. So the song is basically about these times, when my beginnings in West Berlin, and Big in Japan is just a metaphor for, for somebody who believes himself, in a kind of fairy tale land, where he's really a king, or an important person, because life at that time was not so easy, and I had a lot of problems also with the drugs, and I was always dreaming to get out of this scene, and so that was the reason that we called the song "Big in Japan," which is actually about all the sceneries in West Berlin at the time, at the zoo and at the Kurfürstendamm, and all these sceneries where you could meet drug people and stuff.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with Japan.
No, absolutely nothing. No.
Okay. Your latest new album came out 2 years ago. What's the status of Alphaville now, and what's happening in the band? Can we expect something more new music?
Well, yeah, the last album is a couple of years, I think 2.5 years,
Yes.
Strange Attractor. And we did a lot of touring over the last couple of months, almost years, and so I haven't done very much at the moment. I haven't done very much material. So I'm looking very much forward that during winter time we're gonna rehearse and we're gonna compose more music and more material, and then we might probably coming on with a new album next year.
That would be great.
We have a working title where it's going to be called Thunder Baby.
Thunder Baby. Is that you, Thunder Baby?
I think that is the idea that is behind the band. Let's put it like that.
Okay, so